The Whale stars Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, and Hong Chau. And wow, guys, it's a good film. Let's talk about it. The Whale tells the tale of a reclusive English teacher attempting to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter. Directed by Darren Aronofsky, not Aaron, Darren. So he did things like The Wrestler and stuff like that. Guys, Brendan Fraser is the talk of the town. Best acting, yes, of course. You come out of this film going, wow, that's acting. That's stellar. But it's just not from him. Hong Chau, who plays his nurse and friend in it, I think she's going to win. She's got to be nominated for Best Supporting. Hong Chau. Yeah, she did fantastic. And Sadie Sink has the daughter in it. She did well too. It's based on a play, so look at the amount of cast in here. Samantha Morton comes in for one scene, and it's very effective. Very effective. It's all about him in his apartment kind of thing, right? Because he's huge. And I liked the story. Rated R. And it starts off with that rated R, establishing that, guys, this is not meant for a family experience. This is talking about a guy's proportions, why he's like this, how he got like that. And it's basically him on his last days because his body's just giving out on him, right? And in those last days, he wants to try to reconnect with his daughter that he's estranged from. He was married. He had a daughter. He fell in love with somebody else, and he left the marriage, and the daughter resented him because of that. So that's how that played out. But I like this film quite a bit. It has an interesting aspect ratio that you need to know about. If you've seen it from the trailers there, you can see right there, guys, that the aspect ratio is that old school TV style, right? And I think they did that choice because they wanted to while they shot and they used wide angle lenses, they just cropped it, right? And I think they wanted to do that so that when you're watching it and you can see like how big he is, that he fills up most of the screen. I think that's why they used that kind of aspect ratio. But don't worry about it, guys. Once you get into it, the story moves along very well, and I like just the use of metaphors in it and stuff, because they were really hearkening back to writings like Moby Dick and stuff like that, and it added, actually, it got me interested to go and read Moby Dick, because I've read excerpts and I've read the opening and I think closing chapters of it, because I never had to study it in high school. Lots of people do. I need to go back and read Moby Dick. I know that a lot of people don't like it, but I like, you know, that he was a writer and he was like trying to inspire people to be passionate about the things that you do. And if you can accept that as its overlying message, then yes, it's a great film. Where some people may have problems with it, though, and know this, is that it does make some statements about God and what God means to him and stuff like that. Because there's like a missionary that comes by and tries to convert him and stuff like that. So it does take some time with that subject matter, but it only has to do, I guess, mostly because his husband, or I guess they weren't married, but his lover was into that stuff. He came from a family of that, so they have some bold statements to say about that, but it's minor when it comes down to the performance from Brendan Fraser. You want to go see it because of that. It's definitely, I think it's Aronofsky's second best film. I think it is, because after The Wrestler's my favorite, but The Whale, yeah, guys, let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying about it, and see if I agree with the score here. Now, it's 63% by the critics, 92% by the audience. It's opening up this weekend, guys, wider releases, so I recommend that you go check it out. There's a couple scenes in it where if you saw it in the trailer, you see him crying, saying that he wants to do at least one good thing with his life. If that line sold you, wait till you see it in context with the scene that's playing out, because it's even more heartbreaking. The Whale, it got me, man. It, like, towards the end, like the last 10 minutes of this film is intense. And it's not because of an action scene, it's because of acting and story and the setup that built up to it. It's just, it got me. It got me on that level of just like, wow. Yeah. So my initial impression of the 63% is probably because some of the critics didn't like this stuff about God. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go down and take a look at some of the snapshot reviews and see what people were saying. Here, let's take a look at a good one here from Minneapolis Star Tribune. Fraser's choices are subtly intelligent that we barely notice what amounts to his costume. So attuned are we to the way his Charlie teeters on the brink of life and death. I don't quite understand that. From Globe and Mail, here's a bad one. The Whale is not a cruel spectacle. It's just a dull, repetitive one. No. Then you're... Oh, repetitive. Now you're not. You didn't watch the movie very closely, did you, Barry Hertz, at the Globe and Mail? Because that's exactly what they were saying about Moby Dick. And you didn't get that, did you? Huh. Because there were parts in it where I was kind of like, well, because I look at story structure when I watch a movie. I look at it, well, here's a lull, but how long is the lull standing for? But the movie's also talking about how stories like Moby Dick do have lulls, and I see what Darren Aronofsky was doing there. So I thought that was good storytelling. I did. Let's go down and take a look at some more here. Let's take a look at another bad one from the Boston Globe. Aronofsky has proven he can direct. So what to make of the fact that this film is hateful and vile? What? Hateful? Oh, why? Why? Because they didn't talk about God in the same way that you would like. And he didn't even he didn't refute God. He didn't come out and say that he doesn't like him or anything. Like he just holds him responsible for what happened to his partner. And they do have a conversation about their daughter turning evil because of the hatred. His daughter is very, very... They go out of the way to make a point to you as the audience that the daughter really despises him. And I like that. Sadie Sink does a great job of conveying that. Because beyond the frustration that she felt abandoned, Sadie Sink is of the caliber of an actress that... You can tell that she's angry at him, but you can tell that she's also hurt. Sorry. Oh, God, yeah. That's how good Sadie Sink is in this film, too. You can tell that she's hurt behind her anger. Yeah. And she is mean to him. She is upset to him. Wow. And then Hong Chau, too, as the friend. Like she's a nurse, so she's like looking out for his wealth and stuff. Great scenes. Washington Post here says, a murky looking claustrophobic exercise in emotionalism. At its most trite and ostentatiously maudlin. Again, big words to try through. Like, nobody's going to pay attention to that kind of review. Seattle Times says, a searing, moving experience. Yes, it was. An emotional, heartwarming, deeply felt story told perfectly by a master filmmaker who knows how to get the finest performances out of its Oscars, out of its actors. Sorry, to get the actors Oscars. Yeah, yeah. I don't agree with a lot of the criticisms out there. Yeah. Samantha Morton comes in and has a great scene. And because she plays the wife, right? And I'll just tell you this. Where you think a typical scene would go where, she's angry at him because they got divorced and their kid is now, turned into this person that lashes out at everything. You think that scene would go a certain way, and it doesn't. It surprised me. And Samantha Morton did a great job of carrying that. Guys, as you can see, I'm praising the acting in this. Knowing that it's a play, people said there, and the critics saw there, in their little review said that, well, it's claustrophobic because it was based on a play. It takes place all inside this guy's room. You're not going to go and see this guy running down the beach somewhere. Maybe. But it's stellar performances, and I think it's worth a look, and it's worth because the underlying message is just that people are good. People want to be good, and it's a kind of a tragedy what happened to this guy. But I will concede that he did it to himself too. He did it to himself, getting that large, right? And he went over the line, and he can't come back from that line sometimes. And that's what that movie, that's what The Whale talks about, and it examines, right? When you're past that line of no return, and what you just got to prioritize what's important to you, and that's family and the people that you love. And I think that's the message of The Whale that some people just aren't getting. But I recommend that you guys go check it out, because I give it a thumbs up. Sorry, not thumbs out. I think I would probably end up giving The Whale an 8.5 out of 10. That's where I would land. 8.5 out of 10 for The Whale. Stellar performances, guys. Go check it out for sure. And I don't think it'll let you down. And it's going to be one of in the talks for Oscars. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's it. If you like what you've seen, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. You're watching Mirror Domains. Yeah, I didn't expect to get worked up there, but because I was thinking about one scene with Sadie Sink where she's letting him have it. She's just giving it to him, explaining why she's so frustrated. And when I was talking about her performance, because you could tell that she's really angry, but Sadie Sink does such a great job that, well, we've seen it. We've seen it in Stranger Things. What About Billy episode, right? Sadie Sink, Whale. Yeah, we've seen it in episodes like that she's got that gravitas that she can do. Like, she's saying something, but you can tell that she's feeling something else, right? And yeah, there's just a great couple of scenes between her and Brendan Fraser, and that's great. That's cool. As far as the makeup, I didn't really want to touch on the makeup and stuff because, yeah, people, you know, it's going to be good. The makeup is quality. There it is. That one's going to, it's a movie that's going to resonate with you. It will once you see it. All right, guys, we're 11:55. Where are we at? Yeah, we were going to do the Reddit roundup. Maybe we'll just do the Twitter roundup. No, yeah, maybe we'll just do the Twitter roundup. See what's up out there. Not